It's a beautiful day for softball right here from Beard Field. Thank you guys for tuning in to Penn State softball right here on Big Ten Plus. I'm Jeremy Rose, joined alongside Michael Cerroti for Game 2 of a 3-game series between the visiting Wisconsin Badgers and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Wisconsin with a 6-5 win last night in a back-and-forth affair. Mike, what does this Wisconsin team need to do to keep the train moving and take home the series victory this afternoon?
Well, Wisconsin came up big with their leadoff batters. In 7 innings, they got their leadoff batter on base 6 times, which counted for 3 runs. And for Penn State, they're going to need some more offensive consistency throughout the game, which they did not have yesterday. And that will lead to some changes in the batting order, but things remain the same on the defensive side for the Nittany Lions.
Everything looking the same for the Nittany Lions on the defensive side from left to right. On the infield, Brooke Clausewitz, Allison One-Acre, Michaela Barbonente, Gabby Gradishar, Madison Seidel will be catching Bridget Namath, making her first start at home since the 2024 campaign after a season-ending injury to kick off the 2025 season. I'm sure she's happy to be back home and back in the circle at Beard Field. This Wisconsin lineup was dangerous last night, highlighted by Hillary Blomberg in the 2-hole. She went 3 for 4 last night with a pair of singles and a home run and 2 RBIs to her name. But Emily Bojan at the top of the order, no slouch herself, a 2 for 4 day with a pair of singles.
They faced 4 different arms yesterday. Bridget Namath, not one of them, sporting a pink glove for her first start at home.
The first pitch goes upstairs, and we are underway here this afternoon at 2:02. First pitch to get things rolling. Namath 3-3 on the season. 37 innings pitched. Second pitch from her finds its way into the zone. Count evens up 1-1.
We've talked throughout the season to Clarissa Crowell about Bridget Namath, and she was just so excited after being hurt last season to get back on the field with her teammates, and especially special on the home diamond.
1-1 pitch misses. And for Namath, a dominant 2024 campaign. Gave her a lot of high expectations going into the 2025 season, her sophomore season. And the injury cuts it down, and finally back home here at Beard. Count evens up 2-2 to Bojan.
And she's such a big-time leader for this Penn State team. They have 4 captains. She's not one of them, but she is just someone who leads by example.
The 2-2 offering in the air out towards left center field. That one's going to get down and get to the wall. Bojan on her way to second. The throw in from Lido is not in time. It's a leadoff double for Emily Bojan. And once more, the leadoff batters for this Wisconsin Badgers team are relentless. That's now 7 of the 8 innings that we've played here at Beard Field this weekend where the leadoff batter has gotten on base. And Emily Bojan keeps the chain moving.
She singled to start the game yesterday, doubled to start today, and now Penn State has to be careful with Hillary Blomberg coming up.
Blomberg, as we already mentioned, a 3 for 4 day yesterday, including a big home run out towards left center field. First pitch misses outside, ball 1.
Both Bojan and Blomberg singled in each of the first 2 innings to start both the innings.
That one fouled away towards the right side. Namath against batters, a 226 average with runners on base. And already a runner in scoring position to kick this one off. Bojan off of second, the 1-1 offering. Drops in there nicely for strike 2.
Blomberg batting .480 this season with runners in scoring position. So dangerous at the plate.
Had home run number 8 last night, the 1-2 pitch upstairs. And for Blomberg, it's when we talked to Coach Healy earlier on in the week, said just loves her professional at-bats, has the ability to hit every single pitch she can see. The 2-2 skied in the air towards center field. Lido coming in, Hannick as well. Hannick will make the play for out number 1. Bojan stays put at second.
It's got to be big for the confidence of Bridget Namath. After you give up a leadoff double, one of the best batters you'll face comes to the plate. Retiring her is big.
And that outfield from left to right, Frankie Flesher, Nat Lido, and Brianna Hannick, who just made that last play. Now up at the plate is pitcher Kendra Lewis, who will be doubling the duty inside the circle and at the plate. This one out towards left center field. Drifting back is Flesher. She'll make the play. And once more, Bojan has to stay put at second. So quick 2 outs from Bridget Namath to fire back after the leadoff double. But a runner still in scoring position for Olivia Bark. Once again, this Wisconsin order staying where they were at. A 1-for-4 day from Bark. That one off the glove of Gradishar. Can Barbonente get there in time? No, she can't. Bojan heads toward home, and she beats it out. An infield single for Olivia Bark drives in the first run of the game, and Bojan did not stop rounding third.
Barbonente hesitated to throw it home, and now she's grabbing her right elbow as well. She looks to be good as they meet in the circle. But Barbonente with some hesitation, Bojan without any as she rounded third and headed for home. There was no doubt that she was coming to the plate. Another look, it goes off the glove. Barbonente picks it up, and she waited just a split second too long. And by the time it got to the plate, nothing Seidel could do.
And Healy sending Bojan all the way on that one. So Namath makes the pitch she needs, gets the soft contact she needs. Defense can't come through, puts the first run on the board. That one in the book is going to go down as an error on Gabby Gradishar at first. A 1-0 count now to Danny Lucy, the center fielder. Put that one down in my book as a single, and I wrote it in Penn, so now I think I'm stuck with the single. The 1-0 pitch into Lucy, upstairs, 2-0.
You gotta have multiple options. I got a pen, I got mechanical pencils.
Oh, I've got pencils. I like the pen.
It's smooth.
It is. It's smooth. It feels good on the hands, and sometimes you make mistakes, and it is what it is. That one in there for a called strike, 2-1 on Danny Lucy.
2-out batting was so big yesterday. Penn State got 4 of their 5 runs in the third inning, all with 2 outs.
Wisconsin able to push across a couple of runs with 2 outs as well. The 2-1 offering catches the outer half, 2-2. Lucy 403 on the season. Went 1 for 3 last night, 2 runs scored, including a walk. The 2-2 offering swung on and missed, strike 3. So that will retire the first inning, but that's 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error against the Penn State defense. 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Wisconsin leads 1-0.
When congestion gets in the way, flush it out with extra strength Afrin Saline with seawater. Wow, extra strength for daily relief.
To the bottom of the first we go right here from Beardfield. Wisconsin takes the 1-0 lead in the top of the frame. Emily Bojan comes across on the error from Gabby Gradishar at first. And now the Wisconsin Badgers playing from ahead here as we go to the bottom of the frame. Here's the defensive alignment this afternoon, the same as yesterday from left to right. It's Olivia Bark, Hannah Conger, Kaylee Whitten, and Jackie Showalter. Hannah Blomberg behind the plate once more, catching Kendra Lewis, and then from left to right in the pasture, we will see that trio of Mackenzie Foster, Danny Lucy, and Addie Blomberg, who was being hit for here this afternoon. Inside the circle, Kendra Lewis who pitched last night for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts against 7 batters for Lewis yesterday in an inning and 2/3.
Efficient work for Kendra Lewis. Came in, struck out the side last night as well. Evened up 1-1 with Michaela Barbonente at the plate.
This coaching staff for Wisconsin absolutely loves Kendra Lewis. We talked to Yvette Healy, the head coach. She said Kendra can be thrown in at any moment of the game. She's so competitive. She loves the big moments. But at the same time, when you have a 1-0 lead and you want her to start, she's more than willing to do that.
She's got the start, and she is ahead of leadoff batter Michaela Barbonente. Had a home run in last night's affair off the scoreboard in left field. The 1-2 from Kendra Lewis misses low, 2-2.
Barbonente has so much power when she can get the barrel of the bat on it. Had a great game last night trying to keep it going.
The 2-2 from Lewis on the ground towards short. Throw is not in time, picks her off the line. And that catch cannot be made. It'll be an error on Hannah Conger at short. So Barbonente reaches on the E6, and that's a leadoff batter aboard for Penn State.
We talked about Wisconsin's leadoff hitting yesterday. They were able to do it in so many different ways, whether it was a single to the outfield or a walk. The Badgers were just getting on base, and now Barbonente finds a way for Penn State. Get momentum early on. She has to duck out of the way from that one.
Barbonente off of first. Now Brianna Hennick up to the plate. She'll square to bunt, gets that one down the third baseline. The throw goes to second. It's not in time. Runners on first and second now for Penn State, and the Nittany Lions right back in business.
Dropped down perfectly by Hannick. Barbonente is fired up on second, and Penn State has 2 on just like that.
So the fielder's choice right there might get a little additional look at it. We'll get a challenge from Yvette Healy.
The Badgers want the umpires to take another look at it. Ryan Grandy, Antonio Flores, Brandon Blom, the umpires today, and Wisconsin with an early challenge. It was a bouncing ball. Tough play to make at second as Barbonente slid in.
Bark picked that one up down the third baseline. No hesitation over to second base. Thought she could get Barbonente. See if we can get ourselves another look at it right here. We can. Almost. And
I think Hannick was safe at first.
Hannick was, in fact, safe at first, so believe that's not what's being challenged on the field. All good there. And it'll be up to the umpire's discretion if they got Barbonente, the lead runner, at second.
It was a great bunt by Hannick, and Bark had to do a full 180 from picking the ball up to firing over to second.
See if we can get ourselves a look. And if not, at the end of the day, it's not our decision. So
no,
solves that problem.
Always glad that I'm not one of the decision makers. Wow, look at those moves from Hannick on first.
Her and Barbonente are having a little dance party, a little dance battle maybe.
Here's another look at it. This should be our best look.
Bark with the throw up the line. Obviously hard to tell from looking at our monitor that we have right in front of us. And we'll get another slowed down little replay here, courtesy of our lovely replay crew. Looks like Barbonente maybe gets the foot in there on the ball that had to be picked out by Hannah Whitten, by Kaylee Whitten. And once again, the call on the field was safe.
That's actually the shortstop, Hannah Conger, that makes the scoop over there at second. And it does look like Barbonente is just barely safe. They're still with the headsets on, down the first base line, taking a look at it.
Had to
Here come the moves again. There we go.
Last night's game, and Once again, it's Barbonente and Hannick in a little bit of a dance battle on first and second base.
Michaela Barbonente, one of the captains for this Penn State team.
Friend of the program as well, Michaela Barbonente.
Yeah, she's Big Ten Plus color commentator, sideline reporter, and such a bubbly personality. Clarissa Crowell loves having her on the team for what she brings to the locker room vibes. Also what she brings at second base and at the plate. And the umpires have made their decision.
Out to the circle. We'll get the official decision. The ruling on the field stands. So a beautiful bunt laid down by Brianna Hannick. Barbonente safe at second, and that puts 2 runners on base with nobody gone here in the first inning for the ever-dangerous Brooke Clausewitz.
This is the part of the lineup that was so dangerous for Penn State yesterday. The bottom of the order, they had no consistency. They were 1 for 8 overall. The bottom 3 batters, they've changed that up. But the top 4 for Penn State were excellent yesterday, as they have been in their careers.
Clausewitz, a pair of doubles and a single to her name last night in a 3-for-4 outing, as well as a hard hit ball that turned into a 5-3 double play to end this game in the bottom of the 7th. A run scored and an RBI to add on to a pretty full stat line for the Penn State third baseman. And not where you want to be, first and second. Nobody out, facing Brooke Clausewitz with 1 acre awaiting on deck. That one misses. And it's a 2-0 count. So Lewis working into a little bit of trouble here after an error and a fielder's choice by her defense. She'll have to work out of a big jam here. Already behind 2-0. That 2-0 offering upstairs. Clausewitz ahead 3-0.
Clausewitz in the first inning yesterday with the double. Single season leader in program history last year with 23 doubles.
Hitting almost 400 with runners in scoring position. What does Lewis have here on the 3-0? Straight down the middle, Clausewitz with the take sign, now 3-1. The curve, a rise, and a change. The 3-pitch mix for Kendra Lewis. Gonna have to rely on all 3 to get out of the jam here early on in this one. Lewis, the 3-1 into center field. Will it get down? Yes, it will, in front of Lucy. Coming home is Barbonente. The throw not cut off. Barbonente sliding in safely, and we're tied here, bottom 1.
Another laser from Brooke Clausewitz out to center field. Barbonente without any hesitation, sliding in home before the throw got there.
And now the line keeps moving for the uber talented #1 third baseman in the country per D1 softball, and Allison 1 acre. A moonshot last night and a chance to do it again here. 2 on base, the first pitch to her drops in for a strike. Barbonente personally getting that run back that scored when she hesitated right behind the first base bag in the top of the frame. Now knots it up 1-1. The 0-1 pitch fouled away. And Lewis ahead here 0-2.
1 acre introduced herself to the Penn State home crowd last night, and it feels like they're ready for another blast. That one was fouled off, and everyone is on the edge of their seat.
The 0-2 from Lewis. She kicks and fires, and 1 acre stays alive. And I might do this every single game that I get to broadcast here, but a shout out to the hometown hero and Allison 1 acre from Alpharetta, Georgia. I don't get to make this shout out very often.
Hey, we talked about it with Clarissa
Yes,
Crowell.
Not a lot of Big Ten players hail from the metro Atlanta area, but I'll take any chance I can get to make one. So shout out to Allison 1 acre. Behind 0-2, Lewis kicks and deals, spikes that one in the dirt, blocked up nicely by Blomberg to hold both runners where they are. Now 1-2.
Did you give that shout out last night?
I did, in fact, give that shot out last night. I don't think I need
Less
to make
than
it tomorrow.
24 hours. And well, you have to
No.
tomorrow. It's tradition now.
It might just have to happen in every single game. We'll see. We'll see if it correlates to some offensive success, and then we'll go from there. Did last night, and a chance to do it again here. The 1-2 pitch from Lewis, right back up the middle and down in the right center field gap. Rounding third is Hannick. She'll come in to score. Clausewitz being sent home as well. The throw home, is it in time? Yes, it is. The relay guns down Burt Clausewitz at home, but Penn State takes the 2-1 lead on the double to the right center field gap from Allison Oneacre.
So much power from Allison Oneacre, and on the other side of the ball, a great play by the second baseman, Kaylee Whitten, going out for the cutoff and lasering one home. But Oneacre gets around on it, sends it to the right center field wall. And here's the throw from Whitten, turns, fires, and that is on the money to get Clausewitz at home.
The relay works to perfection for Wisconsin. They give up the 1 run and gun Clausewitz out at home. So now the first out of the bottom of the first inning, but Penn State already with 2 runs on the scoreboard for Natalie Lido.
We talked to Coach C about you being from the same area of Allison Oneacre. Did we talk about Cookout?
We actually didn't. We should. Next time we talk with her, we should definitely bring that up. It's been a big enough weekend for Oneacre already.
We were talking about Cookout pregame.
Yes,
You and our director, Katie Walpole, who has never been to the Southern fast food chain.
And oh, it's amazing. And it should be an experience that everybody gets a chance to do. The 2-0 offering misses outside. I'm sure this is something that a couple of Big Ten broadcasters, around a couple of Big Ten plus announcers around the area can hopefully attest to with some time in the South. But Cookout about as good as it gets for some late night eats. Lido ahead 3-0 with the open first base. That pitch catches the top of the zone. Now 3-1. For Nat, Lido moved from the leadoff spot down to the 5-hole. Went 0 for 3 at the plate yesterday with a pair of strikeouts and was hit by a pitch. And now she'll reach base once more right here. And now runners on first and second. And it looks like we'll get the substitution of Bridget Namath coming in to bat for herself. So Namath will enter the lineup from the left side. She 2 years ago had a pinch hit home run, if I remember correctly, in a very clutch spot for this Penn State team. Other than that, not a whole lot of offensive experience at the collegiate level.
Bridget hit earlier in the season when Penn State was at #1 Tennessee and got so much love from the dugout. Coach C absolutely loves having 2 pitchers that can swing the bat in Bridget Namath and Brevin Kelapouris.
The first offering to her, low and away outside. This is now a matchup between both pitchers who are into the batting order.
Yep. We see Kendra Lewis very consistently for Wisconsin. Namath not so much, but she can swing it.
The 1-0 pitch into center field. Excuse me, and the line keeps moving for Penn State. Bases now loaded.
Namath with a celebration on first, right on cue. She doesn't hit much, but she's dangerous at the plate as well as in the circle. And the bases are juiced for the Nittany Lions, and it's such a promising sign early that they're able to do it in so many different ways in this first inning. An error, a fielder's choice, single, double, walk, and now a single for Namath. And she'll get pinch run for here by Frankie Flesher. And Wisconsin wants to talk it over early in the circle with Kendra Lewis, and she's going to head to the dugout already.
So Lewis only records 1 out and is now responsible for all 3 runners on base here. Penn State with a 2-1 lead and threatening to add on to it. We've got a pitching change from Beard Field. We will step aside right here on Big Ten Plus. last night's starter, Barrett Hare, back inside the circle for the Badgers here this afternoon. She'll come in relief of Kendra Lewis, who only made it one out here defensively and is responsible for all 3 runners on base. Barrett Hare so far this season, a 7-5 record. An ERA just under 5 and 61 innings pitched. Has been pretty successful for this Wisconsin team. Been required to eat a whole lot of innings last night, 2 2/3. 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, she had that stretch in the 3rd inning where the Penn State top of the order really figured her out.
First time she gets to see Jordan George here this weekend. First pitch in there for a called strike 1.
All 4 of the runs she gave up yesterday came in a stretch of 4 batters. She retired the first 2 of that inning, and then again, it was the first 4 batters in this Penn State order that had her figured out in that 3rd inning.
The 0-1 pitch just misses low and away. 1-1. And a big spot to step into right here. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2 runs already across on the inning. And Penn State threatening for more. The 1-1 to George, up and in.
Jeremy, like you said, this is a huge spot. With only 1 out and the bases loaded, there's a big swing to be had here. You can keep it a 2-1 game if you can get these last 2 outs, but at the same time, Penn State could go up 6-1 with 1 hit here.
2-1 misses outside, now 3-1. You said it, Penn State 1 swing away from opening this game up here in the 1st inning. That outside corner was a spot that pitchers could rely on last night. We'll see if that's the case here this afternoon. The 3-1 into George, into center field with some air underneath it. Back to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Jordan George breaks this one open in the 1st inning. Penn State leads 6-1.
Just the 5th at-bat of the season for Jordan George. Her first home run, a grand slam in the 1st inning. That's the swing that we talked about. Just like that, a 5-run lead in the 1st inning. Wow.
Jordan George, with the swing of her Penn State career so far, gets a middle cut fastball and does not miss it. Straight out to dead center field. And Penn State has broken this one open early.
She got the pitch she wanted, and she did everything with it. Big blast to center.
Now 1-2 on the catcher. 0-2 on the catcher, Maddie Seidel. Penn State with a big 6 spot here already in the 1st inning. The 0-2 pitch upstairs. So Barrett Hare comes into the game. And on the 5th pitch she throws is met with a home run. The 1-2 offering to Seidel, up and in. So 5 of those 6 runs credited to Kendra Lewis now. And still just 1 out on the board here in the 1st. The 2-2 pitch low, and Seidel has worked her way back into a full count.
Yvette Healy said this Wisconsin pitching unit is still a work in progress. They didn't return an ace from last year, and Barrett Hare is a freshman who's still figuring it out.
The 3-2 grounded towards second base. The throw in time from Kaylee Whitten to retire Seidel for out number 2. So 2 gone here in the bottom of the 1st. Penn State now to the bottom of the order. The number 9 hitter, Gabby Gradishar.
And with how well Barrett Hare has performed early this season, she does give up a good amount of contact, but that's something that Yvette Healy said this team is okay with. If she gives her defense a chance to make a play, well, that's what they've been doing so far this year. They are making those plays, and we just saw it there with Seidel. If you keep it in the infield, it's okay to give up contact. Grand slam, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know any coach at any level who's going to be okay with their pitchers giving up grand slams.
But Wisconsin is a program that really prides itself on development. So having a pitcher with as much potential as her has really excites this coaching staff with Yvette Healy and the pitching coach Mike Roberts.
Absolutely has the build and has, we've seen the early flashes of talent already, especially last night with the chance to really grow and develop over the course of her career for the Badgers. Behind 2-1 on Gradishar, drops that one in for strike number 2. Two count. Michaela Barbonente awaiting on deck at the turn of the order. The 2-2 from Hare inside. Does it catch the corner? Yes, it does. So a called strike 3 ends it. But Penn State with an emphatic 6-run bottom of the first inning, highlighted by Jordan George's first home run of the year, a grand slam. Gives the Nittany Lions a 6-1 lead. We'll head to the second right here on Big Ten Plus. A 6-1 lead for the Nittany Lions as we head to the top of the second inning. And once more highlighted by a huge swing from Jordan George. Her first home run of the year in her first at-bat here this weekend. Or excuse me, her second at-bat here this weekend. Absolutely blasts one out to dead center field to give Penn State that 6-1 lead. In an inning where they batted all the way around. All 9 batters through the order. And now Bridget Namath, after surrendering an unearned run in the first, gets all the keys to settle in here with a 5-run cushion. She'll face Mackenzie Foster, the left fielder, who takes that one for a called strike. Foster, one of just 2 lefties in this order, her and Kendra Lewis. Went 0 for 1 yesterday with a strikeout, but reached base 3 times via the walk. Takes that one for strike 2. If you guys are just joining us, thank you for tuning in. Jeremy Rose, Michael Cerroti right here on Big Ten Plus. The 1-2 pitch fouled away. Wisconsin put up a run in the first inning after an Emily Bojan leadoff double got things rolling. And Penn State fired back with 6 runs of their own, highlighted once more by that Jordan George grand slam. The 1-2 from Namath, chopped on the ground down the first baseline, foul. So, Mike, we're now in a spot where Penn State's already scored more runs than they did last night throughout the entire course of that game in 1 inning. And now has a 5-run cushion. For Wisconsin, how do you start to chip away?
Well, it all starts with the leadoff hitter. That was so big yesterday, but not today as Bridget Namath gets the strikeout. Foster swings and misses. You just got to have the next batter up mentality if you're the Badgers. And already for Penn State, like you said, more runs than yesterday, but also so much more consistency down the order. They totally changed things up. Only 3 batters hitting in the same spot as they did last night for the Nittany Lions. They changed up the order completely, and something paid off with 6 runs in the first inning. But the front third of the lineup is what really excelled yesterday for Penn State. Today, they're able to do it throughout.
Now Jacqueline Showalter at the plate. And as you mentioned, it's that next batter up mentality. Gonna have to chip away at this one at bat after at bat. Bridget Namath trying to hold them off from doing so. She's ahead 1-2. Another thing to note is Wisconsin threw out a runner at home last inning. Brooke Clausewitz was cut down at home, and they still put up 6 And now Bridget Namath is in her bag. That's 3 straight strikeouts in a row for the Penn State starter, and 2 gone here in the second.
She's really feeling it. In the first inning, she gave up a leadoff double, but since then has held Wisconsin quiet for the most part. Like you said, especially in this inning, you can tell the confidence is really flowing for Namath.
First pitch dropped in there for a called strike. She'll face Kaylee Whitten, who had the go-ahead sacrifice fly out to center field that gave the Badgers the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th inning and their eventual 6-5 victory. And a complete flip of the script. Penn State took a while to get through the order the first time. Out towards left field. Flesher settles under it, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Bridget Namath. A pair of Ks and an easy line out, and now Penn State in business. Going into the bottom of the second, still leading 6-1 right here on Big Ten Plus.
When congestion gets in the way, flush it out with extra strength Afrin saline with seawater. Wow, extra strength for daily relief.
Bottom of the second inning right here from Beard Field. Thank you guys for tuning in on Big Ten Plus. Penn State with a commanding 6-1 lead after a huge first inning. Jordan George with a grand slam, 6 runs come across in the frame, and now they look to add on to that right here. Michaela Barbonente back to the top of the order. Go the Nittany Lions. She reached and came across to score the first run of the game on an error by shortstop Hannah Conger. Her first time seeing Barrett Hare here this afternoon. And she'll take called strike 1. One thing we haven't really seen from Penn State so far this weekend has been their speed on the base paths. They're 3rd in the Big Ten in stolen bases, but have yet to even attempt to swipe a bag here this weekend. The 0-1 pitch to Barbonente upstairs. Barbonente 260 on the season, 261 as the leadoff hitter. Trying to creep that average back up to the 300 mark. The 1-1 pitch outside.
Kaylee Walters out with an injury. She's one of those Nittany Lions with so much speed on the base paths.
Big runner to miss for Penn State. The 2-1 from her downstairs. So once again, Penn State working in the driver's seat in a whole lot of these at-bats. Has been able to really work the count regardless of who's been pitching between Lewis and her to really get ahead in every single at-bat. 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4. And it's a leadoff walk for Michaela Barbonente. So we've seen kind of a script flip. Last night it was all the Wisconsin Badgers reaching base to lead off the inning, and so far, Michaela Barbonente and the Penn State Nittany Lions are 2 for 2.
First time Barbonente reached was on an error by Hannah Conger, and now it's a walk. That's something Wisconsin did so well yesterday, reaching no matter how they did it. And that's what Penn State has been able to do early in this game.
Brianna Hennick now squares to bunt once more. That pitch catches the outside corner. She squared to bunt last time and forced the defense into a fielder's choice that put runners on first and second for Brooke Clausewitz. Squared to bunt there. Will she do it again here? The 0-1 pitch. No, she will not. That pitch, though, misses on the outside corner. Home plate umpire Ryan Grandy behind the dish here this afternoon. Shifting over after Brandon Bloom, who's now either over at third base or behind second base. He was behind the dish last night. The 1-1 pitch squares, the throw down, and it's in time to get Barbonente. Hillary Blomberg, we just mentioned it. Penn State had yet to run, and that time they do. Blomberg cuts Barbonente down.
Great throw down from Blomberg. Barbonente a little late off the bag here, I think, to start her run over to second because she was caught astride late.
The hose from Blomberg gets out number 1 and clears the bases. Brianna Hannick up 2-1 now, but with 1 gone. The 2-1 pitch. Her tries to go inside, can't get it.
When we were watching the throw down before we came back on air, you said great throw down from Blomberg. Come back on air and you get to say it again.
Get to say it again, and
you have the eye for it.
That one laced towards second base. Chips off the glove of Whitten at second. It's a leadoff single, a throw back. Not in time to make the tag on Hannick.
That was close.
That was a little aggressive right there from Brianna Hannick, but she'll take the single. And it was funny enough that it's exactly what I talked about to bring back the inning. Talked about the Blomberg throwdown with Barbonente up at the plate, saying Penn State had yet to run, and they go for it here. Time is called on the field. And
the pitching coach, Mike Roberts.
Yeah, pitch con issue.
Roberts is going back to the circle as we get another look at that swing from Hannick.
Looks like that's going to be the pull on Barrett Herr.
Yep.
So a quick hose on the pitcher. We'll see who comes to step in for the Badgers here. A runner on first base. 1 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. Penn State with a 6-1 lead will step aside. Onto the mound, inside the circle for the Badgers here. It's Jordan Felci making her first appearance of the weekend, the lefty. An ERA that looks kind of inflated, but mostly based off of a rough last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, in UCLA, a 3.4 ERA, excluding a rough couple of innings for the fiery lefty.
Yeah, an ERA of just over 8 for the season. Only 13 innings pitched this year. Giving up 24 hits, 15 earned runs.
Hannick off of first, the 1-0 pitch grounded back up the middle, and Brett Clausewitz's phenomenal weekend continues. She's got another hit to add into the column. She's 2 for 2 on the day, and that's hit number 5 on the weekend for Clausewitz.
Her 100th at-bat of the season. Her 32nd hit of the year. That is textbook. That's what coaches tell you. Hit it right back up the middle. And it scoots by the bag at second, and Penn State has 2 aboard.
And that's been the thing, I think, for Penn State all day today. Not only have they been on every single pitcher they've seen, every hit has been basically right back up the middle. meaning they're 100% on all of these pitches. It's not bloop hits down the right field line, bloop hits down the left field line, you know, having to pull the ball, being late on it. Everything has been straight back up the middle. So this batting order has done a phenomenal job of adjusting from last night to today. The 0-1 pitch to One Acre on the ground, right back up the middle once more, off the glove of a diving Conger. Hannick rounded third and wisely holds up there, so the bases stay loaded. A good throw in from Lucy in center. But the bases stay juiced for Nat Lido, and a chance to add on to their 5-run lead. So Jordan Felci has been welcomed in with a pair of singles right back up the middle. And Penn State once more threatening here in the bottom of the second inning.
Like you said, smart hesitation from Hannick. Lucy was all over it in center field.
And of the 4 outs recorded, 2 have been on the base paths. That one chopped towards first. The only play is over to first, so an accidental sacrifice for Nat Lido on the check swing. Gets the ground out to Showalter, picks up the RBI. It's now 7-1 Nittany Lions.
There was no play at home. That's a smart move from Showalter to take the out, but Penn State adds another one. They are rolling early.
It's now 7 on the board for the Nittany Lions. Time is called as Felci and the rest of the infield kind of want to come together and talk some things over, how they want to go about this with 2 gone here in the bottom of the second and runners on second and third.
Umpires are also meeting in the infield to discuss.
Not sure what the exact conversation is here.
Yvette Healy talking it over with Ryan Grandy, the home plate umpire. So Wisconsin is challenging that the runner at first did not leave on time. Call on the field is that the runner at first did leave the bag on time on that Lido ground out.
Off of first base. Something that's usually pretty hard to spot. And we'll take a replay review. We'll see if we can get a chance to look back at that one. Some of the umpires are obviously looking over to see if One Acre left that bag just a little bit early, potentially try to steal an out away. 2 of the 5 outs that we've seen for Penn State offensively have been on the base paths. It was Barbonente thrown out at second earlier this inning, and Clausewitz gunned out at home. Hard to see off the initial look right there, but something that definitely requires a very careful eye to not only notice by the coaching staff, but to pick out in a replay review.
I think the best way to do it, and again, I'm happy that I don't have to make these decisions, but if you sync up the 2 looks at home plate or in the circle when the ball is released and when the foot of One Acre leaves the bag, that's how you make that decision. Again, it's when the ball is released is when the runners can step off the base. It's going to be tough to see in real time.
Hard to see in full time. We'll get another little slowed down look here. Great job by our replay crew. That left foot stays on the base as far as I'm concerned.
If we can get it stopped right when the ball is leaving her hand.
It's again about, look to be pretty good timing. We're zooming ourselves in on this monitor right here. And a super slow-mo look, here come the umpires with their official review. They'll know more than we will.
Right there, looks like she stayed on. So she
remained safe.
And the first review we had, the call stood. This call was confirmed. So they had conclusive evidence to uphold the call. And after that last look that we got, the ultra slowed down look, and a great job by our crew behind the scenes, I do agree that One Acre left on time, and Penn State has 2 in scoring position.
Infield way in now for the slap hitting Flesher. She'll square to bunt and pop it foul. Her first at bat of the day. Namath took her first one with the bases loaded, or excuse me, with runners on. First and second to load up the bases for that Jordan George home run. And now Flesher with the chance to take the at-bat here. Infield and corners pulled in. Lefty on lefty, though. One pitch swung through. Flesher down 0-2. Felchi a pitch away from getting out of the jam, only surrendering the one. Came in a rough spot. Time will be called as Flesher will talk things over.
Adriana Baguetta down the third base line for Penn State. Clarissa Crowell, the head coach, is on the first base side. Jordan George waiting on deck. Penn State trying to keep the inning alive. There is the head coach for the Nittany Lions, Clarissa Crowell. Absolutely loves this university, loves this program, and has done great things with it. And she is so excited about this team. She said it's the best blend that she's had of hitting and pitching since she got to Happy Valley.
Can the bats come through? The 0-2 pitch to Flesher, grounded down the third base line. The throw in time from Olivia Bark to end the frame. One more comes across for the Nittany Lions. They've got a 6-run lead. We'll see you in the top of the third. Bridget Namath back in the circle for a third inning of work for the Nittany Lions, sporting her pink glove. And she's been firing on all cylinders since giving up that leadoff double to Emily Bojan. Here's a look at the first of her 3 strikeouts. And if you didn't like the first one, here's a look at the second. And the final one for good luck right here as Namath gets herself ready for another inning of work. It's been efficiency after what I believe was a 13-pitch last inning. She's gone 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run unearned, no walks, and the trio of strikeouts that you were just blessed with on your feet.
Yeah, 13 pitches in the second inning for Bridget Namath. She's feeling really confident, but the top of the order is coming up for the Badgers.
We'll go 9-1-2. Hannah Conger to lead off Emily Bojan and Hillary Blomberg. And a Wisconsin order that has yet to really find itself so far this afternoon. It was working early and often last night and has yet to find their groove so far. Just that 1 run across to Penn State's 7. The 2-0 from Namath on the inside corner, called strike. Penn State holding on to a 7-1 lead. Namath fires back. Up and in for strike 2. After falling behind 2-0, Namath has fired back. The 2-2 pitch chopped on the ground towards Barbanente at second. The easy throw for out number 1. And Bridget Namath continues to keep it moving with the top of the order up. Now Emily Bojan at the plate for the Badgers. The leadoff double into the left center field gap. The sole hit on the day for this Wisconsin team, their first time through the order. The first pitch she sees, misses outside, ball 1. Bojan, 3 hits in her 5 at-bats so far here this weekend. That average up over 400. The 1-0, upstairs, ball 2.
5 straight batters retired by Namath. Bojan doubled her first time up. That started the game hot for Wisconsin. But since then, Namath has really seemed to get her confidence back.
2-0 pitch in there, called strike 1. Namath gone down 2-0 in back-to-back ABs. Worked back in the last one. Has the same task ahead of her here. 2-1 pitch. A beautiful drop in there for a called strike 2.
You can see how quickly Namath is getting back in the circle. She takes one look at that armband, gets set, and the pitch.
That 2-2 offering swung on and missed. Bojan goes down swinging. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Bridget Namath. 2 gone here, top 3.
Make it 6 in a row, retired by Namath. She is feeling it.
With the exception of that error from Olivia Bark, it's been nothing since the first time Emily Bojan came to bat to lead off the game. Another called strike in there. And it looks like almost a little bit of a vintage Bridget Namath right here, finally back at Beard Field and doing what she did so well in her 2024 freshman campaign.
And the one run that came across in the first inning was off an error. Other than that, it was just the Bojan double.
Hillary Blomberg tasked with putting out the fire. 240 hitter with 2 outs is already behind 0-2 here to Namath, who shakes off a pair of calls, nods her head yes to the third one, and Seidel behind the plate calls time.
Wisconsin 0 for 3 with 2 outs today.
The 0-2 pitch up and away. A pitch that Namath shook off too, but her and Seidel basically having a conversation right now, both in between and during pitches. Namath, the 1-2 offering, spiked in the dirt. And after a conversation between the two, decided to throw a pitch that squared up her catcher in the forearm. The 2-2 offering once more down in the dirt, and Blomberg has worked herself into a full count. And I think the pace for Namath works really well when every single pitch is working, but sometimes it seems like she might get a little ahead of herself, start working a little too fast, and then you get the scenario that you just saw right there. After 3 straight balls, the 3-2 payoff pitch fouled way down the line, and about as far away from home plate as you could get one.
Yeah, that one was ripped down the third base side. Well fouled, but great contact for Blomberg.
Blomberg showcased her pop last night with a home run to left center field that cleared about as far as we could see into the night. Showcased it once more right there. Got a new ball. Didn't like that one, and she'll get another one. Two outs, top of the third inning. The payoff pitch once more, chopped on the ground towards Clausewitz, and it gets through. So Hillary Blomberg with a hard-hit single. And finally, another runner reaches base for this Wisconsin team that's been struggling for offense this afternoon.
That's the big power from Blomberg. That was chopped right at Clausewitz, but just not enough time to react with how quickly it was chopped down the line.
She had the ball go about 350 feet foul the pitch before. Got the heater that time and roped it down the line. So Blomberg now on first base for the pitcher Kendra Lewis, who's ahead 1-0. As we mentioned, that first batter aboard since Olivia Bark in the first, and the first true hit since Emily Bojan's leadoff single this game. Blomberg off of first. Lewis at the dish. Bridget Namath kicks and fires. The 1-1 pitch chopped on the ground towards first. An easy play for Gabby Gradishar, and another easy frame for Bridget Namath. Gives up the 1 hit, but that's about it. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 7-1 Nittany Lions. A 7-1 lead for the Nittany Lions as head coach Clarissa Crowell gets her affairs in order, both the first base coach and the head coach for this Penn State team. Already kind of talked about her a bit last inning in her 6th season here in Happy Valley. A 149-129 overall record, and has really turned this program around and brought some success over the past couple of years. Made a run in 2024, had the offensive firepower last season to do so as well. The pitching staff just unable to get things rolling. And on the other side, for Yvette Healy in her 16th season at the helm of the Wisconsin Badgers softball program, 458, 319, and a tie added in there for the Wisconsin Badgers. And Yvette Healy's done a phenomenal job of keeping that program in prevalence and has really grown it up in Madison, Wisconsin. Jordan Felchey stays on the mound, and she'll face Jordan George, who made a little bit of a pop in her first at-bat, so to speak, Michael.
Yeah, big-time grand slam out to center field, trying to follow it up. This is only her 6th at-bat of the season.
And had her first hit in that last at-bat. A pretty great first hit to have, I'd say. A grand slam to dead center field. First time facing Jordan Felchey here.
You talk about Yvette Healy, has been in Madison for a long time.
As that one is roped into left field past a diving attempt from Conger. And Jordan George, 2 for 2 on the day. Not that I'm counting or anything, but she is halfway to the cycle. Not that I'm counting.
Of course not. Can't say that now. And she's going to get pinch run for Callie Karwowski's going to come into first. George gets around on this. Leadoff single for George, who's 2 for 2. As I was saying, Yvette Healy loves it in Madison. She's a Chicago kid, so she loves seeing softball in Illinois at the level it's at, especially at Penn State. Michaela Barbonente, Brooke Clausewitz coming from Illinois, as well as Brianna Hannick. And it's cool to see for Yvette Healy. She's recruited a lot of these players, and she's just proud of them, which was one of the most Midwestern answers that we could have gotten out of her.
Was happy about all the players who had transferred out of her program as well, and was just happy to create opportunities for them. And once again, the most Midwestern answer you could ever.
Yeah, I asked what it's like to see the players she recruited at different schools and seeing them on the other side of the field. And she said, I'm proud of them. I'm happy that there are so many opportunities for them to play softball at this level. Had a great conversation with her earlier in the week, and you could tell she has a lot of pride for this Wisconsin program.
The 0-1 pitch into right center field over the glove of Whitten, and now runners on the corners for Penn State as Karwowski speeds her way over to third. Seidel gets herself into the hit column here this weekend with a flared single, and Penn State once more in business here.
Bit of a check swing from Seidel. Doesn't matter though. Got out there well into right center field. You can see she does not fully go around on this.
Hey,
whatever works.
They say, bat's a ball. And another person to add to the list of Chicago players is Emily Bojan, who, funny enough, went to high school with Brianna Hannick, the Penn State right fielder. So the two of them, a little reunion here in Happy Valley. Bojan, the senior, and Brianna Hannick, the freshman. So just a year of crossover for the duo out at Marist in the Chicago, Illinois area. Gradishar now down 0-1. That one spiked in the dirt. Karwowski on her way home, no throw. The throw back down to second. Seidel dives in safely. Penn State takes advantage of the Jordan Felchey wild pitch. It's now 8-1 Nittany Lions.
Penn State taking advantage of some Wisconsin errors, and now a pitch in the dirt, and there was nothing behind the dish that Blomberg could do.
Pretty big backstop here. Ball doesn't come off the padding all too well, so nothing for Blomberg to do there. The 1-1 pitch grounded back up the middle. Felchey knocks it down. Seidel will move over to third. And the first out of the inning recorded by the Badgers. Gabby Gradishar with another accidental sacrifice. Back to the top of the order, Michaela Barbonente, her third at-bat in 3 innings here in game number 2. She hit in the 2-hole yesterday. It took her until the 5th inning to get her third at-bat, so Penn State moving way ahead of schedule here. 1 gone, runner on third for the Nittany Lions. Barbonente takes the first pitch down low, ball 1.
Barbonente struggled at the plate a little bit last year, but over the offseason put in a lot of work trying to get back to where she knows she can be at the plate, hitting .259 this year.
Her 25 walks up there in the Big Ten. So the bat's starting to work itself out. And the eye has absolutely been there all year long for the Penn State second baseman and Big Ten Plus friend of the program.
Yeah, she takes a lot of BP from Bridget Namath, so when you're facing one of the best arms in the country, you start to adjust, and it makes going up against these other pitchers a lot easier.
Absolutely does. She works ahead 3-0 here. Looking for walk number 26 on the season.
I was doing a gymnastics Big Ten Plus broadcast with Michaela, and she said, I'll be a little late. I'm taking some BP from Bridget right now.
Would never want to pass up that opportunity. She passes up that opportunity, though, and gets her way to first base on 4 straight balls from Jordan Felci. Now runners on the corners, and we'll see if they decide to test the arm of Blomberg here. We're going to get what looks like another pitching change as head coach Yvette Healy walks out to the mound once more to talk things over with her infield and her pitcher, Jordan Felci.
Pitching coach is also out there, Mike Roberts, who comes from New Zealand, and like Yvette Healy, really prides himself on development in this program. He has a little bit of a motto that if you're not good early, it's okay. Roberts will get you to where you want to be when you're a senior. Every pitcher recently for Wisconsin has had the best year of their career as a senior.
A lot of youth in this rotation for the Badgers. Jordan Felci, just a sophomore. Barrett Hare, the aforementioned freshman. Kendra Lewis, a sophomore as well. The only one with a little bit of experience is Shelby Jacobson, entering her senior year here for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Felci will stay in the circle for the Badgers.
Also a question as to who the Badgers decide to turn to. Not a whole lot of arms, with Hare, Lewis, Jacobson, Batankel, and Jordan Felci as their 5-pitcher rotation. So they'll try to rely on Felci for as long as possible here. It's only the 3rd inning, and what could potentially be a game that rolls less than the 7 innings. First pitch to Brianna Hannick, down low, ball 1. Barbonente leads off of first. Seidel leads off of 3rd. Barbonente already tried to test her legs today and test the arm of Hillary Blomberg. Did not go over so well. See if she decides to test it again here. Squaring to bunt is Hannick. She gets that one down. No play anywhere. And the throw gets away from Felci. 1 run comes in to score. Barbonente hot on her heels. The throw home, not in time. Going over to 3rd is Hannick. The tag, not there. Brianna Hannick with a Little League triple. And Penn State into double digits. It's 10-1 Nittany Lions.
From bad to worse for Wisconsin. Great bunt dropped down by Hannick, and I'm not sure what happened in the circle for Felci. You see her wait, turn, and she just throws it in the dirt, and it gets so far away from the first baseman Showalter, and it gives Hannick all sorts of time to go to 3rd. Worst case scenario for Wisconsin.
And it looks like that will be the pull on Jordan Felci. Just got a little excited on that throw over to first. PFP, the thing to worry about. And yeah, pitchers never like to practice it, but it does come alive in some situations. It's going to be Sydney Batankel stepping into the circle for the Badgers when we return. A runner on 3rd base and a 10-1 lead for the Nittany Lions here in the bottom of the third. Sydney Vitanco stepping into the circle, making her first appearance in quite a while for these Wisconsin Badgers. Has not played since the end of February, and the lefty called upon here for her fourth appearance. A 1.75 ERA through 4 innings pitched. And once again, a Wisconsin pitcher put in with a tall task ahead of her. Brooke Clausewitz and Allison Oneacre to step into the batter's box for the Nittany Lions. Brianna Hannick leads off of third after her Little League triple. Gets her on third base and pushed across 2 more runs for Penn State, who have made a heck of an adjustment from last night to today offensively. The 1-0 from Vitanco. Downstairs 2-0.
Only 4 innings pitched this season for Vitanco. Opponents hitting .600 with runners on base.
Clausewitz, a .410 batter with runners in scoring position, .383 with runners on base. The 2-0 offering does not catch the outer half. And quickly, Clausewitz ahead 3-0. Things, as you said, from bad to worse for the Badgers. Already we're facing a big hill to climb and have kind of done it to themselves and worked into a rough spot. That one catches the bottom half, 3-1. Hannick leads off of third, the sole runner on base here, 1 down, bottom 3. And the 3-1 from the lefty Vitanco, fouled straight back from Clausewitz.
Penn State also into run rule territory. If you're up 8 after 5, game ends there.
And the way this offense is moving, they might not slow down with their 9-run lead. The payoff pitch, low and away. Now runners on the corners once more for Penn State. Vitanco unable to retire the first batter she sees in Clausewitz, who has reached base all 3 times. So as of right now, the top 4 in this Penn State order have reached base in all 11 of their at-bats. Allison Oneacre, 2 for 2 so far, looking to join the group of 3 for 3. That one flared into left field. It'll be caught. The throw home, an absolute hose piece from Foster and left. Hannick smartly not running there. So Oneacre retired on the line out for out number 2 here, bottom 3.
Do have to say, Oneacre's walk-up song, phenomenal. A-OK, Ty Verdes.
Ty Verdes, A-OK, shares the walk-up song with Bryson Stott, and also A-O for her nickname.
Yep, that's...
As she is lovingly known as A-O here in this program by everyone from players to coaching staffs to Nick Whitley.
Man, you're smart.
The
I
SID.
never would have figured that out.
Never would have figured. To be fair, it was told to me kind of by SID Nick Whitley, but I did kind of put that was coming right to us. I was so ready for that. I was talking to Chase yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna get something this season.
One popped into the booth last year.
Oh, did it really?
It bounced into the open window
Oh, in through there?
Yep.
Wow.
An open window, but it bounced in the seats and came up to us.
That's probably more frightening than it just like showing up here. The 1-1 pitch upstairs, that would, yeah, I think that's, I'd rather it just on a line. It's hard because these windows don't fully open, so you'd have to like kind of catch it down here in this area. It'd be a hard play to make, but
we'll make it.
When the weather warms up and we can, maybe tomorrow actually, when it's going to be 75, we can open up these windows for real. We tried to test it out earlier on, didn't work out too well. 2-1 pitch called strike on Natalie Lito.
Yeah, should be another beautiful day. 1 p.m. first pitch for the last game of the series.
Try to get it all in before the rain comes later on in the Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and as of right now, looks to be the rubber match in this 3-game set. The 2-2 pitch from Vitonko swung on and missed. Natalie Lito goes down swinging, but 3 more come across for the Nittany Lions in the frame. 2 come across on the Little League triple from Brianna Hannick, and 1 across on a wild pitch. So Penn State in business, up by 9. We'll see you in the top of the 4th. To the top of the 4th we go right here from Beard Field. And this one looking good for Penn State yesterday. A day controlled by the Wisconsin Badgers, a 6-5 win last night here at Beard Field. And up at Pegula Ice Arena, the Wisconsin Badgers with a 4-3 overtime win to send them to the national championship in the Frozen Four, being held right here in Happy Valley at Pegula Ice Arena. A game you were at, in a game that was, you know, from what I've heard and what I was able to kind of watch throughout the course of this game last night, pretty exciting.
Yeah, Wisconsin women's hockey, such a historic program led by the head coach Mark Johnson, who led the Miracle on Ice team for Team USA in 1980 in points. And it's something that we talked to Yvette Healy about before this series. Mark Johnson is a friend of the softball program. He comes to talk to them each season. Great motivator for this softball team, and it's cool to see that softball and women's hockey are here in Happy Valley at the same time. They're fans of the women's hockey team. They're friends of the program, and I asked Yvette Healy about it. You know, are your girls friends with players from other teams? And she said, oh yeah, absolutely. They see each other on campus all the time, and there are so many perennial powers at Wisconsin, one of them being women's hockey, and it's a program that motivates softball to be the same way.
2-1 pitch chopped up the middle, play made the throw on in time, and that was Callie Karwowski making her first appearance out defensively. She shifts over to shortstop Allison Oneacre to third base, and Brooke Clausewitz now the designated player for this Penn State team. But yeah, it's just a Wisconsin program. Mark Johnson's been there for 22 years. You get 16 years from Yvette Healy. The two of them obviously have spent a lot of time together in the athletic buildings, in weight rooms and everything. And not only is, I think, Mark Johnson a pretty inspiring guy to be around with his success and being the most successful head coach in NCAA women's hockey history, but also, you know, just being around that team that knows how to win, as you mentioned, and it's pretty motivating to see them around, see their work ethic, according to head coach Healy, and trying to motivate her team to do much of the same here.
Penn State's the exact same way. The athletes from different teams. They all see each other around the facilities, around the academic buildings, in the dining, really close together.
That one misses 3-1.
Timing didn't work out for them, but Penn State really wanted to get over to Pagula Ice Arena to see that game last night.
As did I.
They were unable to get there, but an overtime win for Wisconsin to go to tomorrow's national championship against Ohio State. Big Ten well represented. There is no Big Ten women's hockey with the lack of representation, but the sport
Big Ten adjacent. 3-2 pitch. Blasted down the left field line, but foul.
The sport has really grown over the last few years, so we could see more Big Ten teams adding programs in the near future. But
talk about the international as well, too. Both teams having sent some players. That went into left center field. It'll get down. Lucy on her way over to second. The throw in will be cut off by Karwowski, so a one-out double for Danny Lucy. Keeps the line moving for the Badgers as they look to dig into this huge lead. But two programs that sent players to the U.S. women's national team that won gold
Tessa
just a couple of weeks ago. Tessa Janicki
from Penn State. Wisconsin had 5. That one was roped into the outfield. Big double. Wisconsin feeling like they need to string together some of these hits, and Danny Lucy trying to get it started.
Firing on all cylinders last night. A little bit harder to come by this time around. That one down the first baseline. It'll hit the line in fair territory. Lucy will come around to score. Going over to third is Mackenzie Foster. The throw not in time. And Foster with a one-out triple to cut into this lead. It's 10-2. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Badgers, and they're stringing things together in Happy Valley.
Penn State will meet in the circle. The Badgers starting to figure out Bridget Namath. Danny Lucy, a former walk-on, gets things going. She's been hot offensively lately, and when Wisconsin needed her, she gets it started, and Foster follows it up in a big way with a triple.
Something me and Chase Fisher talked about last night as well, as you get another look at that double into the gap by Lucy, but having her as a walk-on and being able to get the production out of a walk-on freshman that you get from Danny Lucy, a batting average up over 400, has answered the call whenever she has been called upon, is vital to a program, vital to the success and how you build a program, and that's exactly what Yvette Healy has been doing at such a high level. Into left field off the glove of Karwowski. Another run comes in to score. It's 10-3. The Badgers starting to crawl back right here.
Karwowski had a chance to make the play, went off the top of her glove, and she could not reel it in. And Penn State will meet once again. And the day is done for Bridget Namath. She heads to the dugout to a loud applause, and Penn State will make a change in the circle.
And looks like it will be McKenna Young to take things over. Came in relief last night as well. We'll talk more about her right after the break. It's 10-3, the Badgers, 2 already in the fourth, looking for more. back to the action right here from Beard Field. Thank you guys for tuning in on Big Ten Plus this Saturday afternoon. Penn State a 10-3 lead. I'm Jeremy Rose, joined alongside by Michael Cerroti in what has been a responsive game for Penn State after their 6-5 loss last night. But the Badgers, with 2 already here in the 4th, starting to crawl back. They knocked Namath out of the game and now face McKenna Young, who also made a relief appearance last night.
As she pitched 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, had 3 strikeouts against 10 batters.
She'll now face the 8-hole Kaylee Whitten, 0 for 1 on the day. Had a double in last night's affair, a pinch runner in Emma King over at first base for the Badgers. The 1-0 offering inside from Young, but it catches the inner half. King 1 for 2 on stolen bags this year. The sophomore from Texas going to try to provide a spark with her legs. Young gets her sign. She'll kick and fire, though, on 1 pitch. Outer half just missed.
Young, a South Dakota transfer. This is her 75th career appearance.
Has pretty much seen it all, getting her first taste of Big Ten Conference play here with the Nittany Lions after 2 years way up in South Dakota. I'm sure that's a pretty big transition to go from not only the level of play, but the facilities that you get access to here at the D1 level and at the Big Ten level. I'm sure it's a big switch. A 3-1 pitch down the left field line, foul. Probably would have cleared the wall if it had stayed fair.
Young threw a no-hitter in a 14-0 win over NC Central just a couple weeks ago for Penn State. That was the Nittany Lions' first in 3 seasons.
Knows what she's doing inside the circle. Gets a payoff pitch here. Her 3-2 offering upstairs, ball 4. King moves up to second, and Kaylee Whitten is aboard for the first time here today.
Wisconsin stringing it together here with 1 out and trying to get to the top of the order, which is now on deck. Hannah Conger in the 9 spot steps to the plate.
First offering in there called strike 1. Conger 0 for 1 with a ground out to second so far today. Chance to be an offensive spark, continue to cut into this Penn State lead at bat by at bat. She'll square to bunt, pops it up foul behind home plate. Too far for Seidel to get to it.
Conger batting .308 on the season, but a very inflated .394 with runners on base.
Good hitter when it counts. Looks like we might get another pinch runner situation. Head coach Healy talking things over with Ryan Grandy behind home plate, and we will. So Kaylee Whitten will be pinch ran for. The second baseman replaced by Riley Crane, the senior from Tucson, Arizona.
Yvette Healy touched on base running when we talked to her earlier in the week. When you have stingy pitchers like Penn State has, good base running is huge. Especially in low-scoring games, which she expected coming in, but she did say the Big Ten has been high-scoring lately. Yesterday, a little lower scoring than we've had today.
More runs pushed across in a game that's still pretty young. McKenna Young's 1-2 pitch. Conger just gets a piece of it. So a pair of pinch runners on base right now for Wisconsin as they look to work themselves back to just a 5-run deficit if Conger can deliver. Only 1 out on the inning. A lot still to happen with the top of the order due up next. 1-2 pitch upstairs. Bojan awaits on deck. Blomberg in the hole if both Conger and Bojan can find a way aboard. Young, the 2-2 offering. Fouled away once more. Conger staying alive and fighting against McKenna Young.
Conger doing a great job making contact to keep this at-bat going.
Young looking through her signs. She'll toe the rubber. 2-2 once more, chopped right back to Young. Young, the easy throw over to first. And an impromptu sacrifice puts runners on to second and third with 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. 2 into scoring position for the leadoff hitter, and Emily Bojan, who's 1 for 2 today, with a double to the left center field gap and a strikeout back in the 3rd.
Great job by McKenna Young here. It's a routine play, but not panicking. Makes the easy throw over to first. We saw that become a disaster for Wisconsin in the last inning.
Young 1 out away from escaping the jam here. Namath eagerly awaiting. She's responsible for both runners, excuse me, for one of the 2 runners on base. King is her run. She'll hope Young can limit it. 1-0 offering into Bojan. Cannot catch the outside. Once again, that was a spot that Young, who pitched last night, and the rest of the pitchers were able to rely on with home plate umpire Brandon Bloom's zone. However, he's no longer behind the plate with Ryan Grandy calling balls and strikes. The 2-0 to the inside, and that's been the spot to go to here this afternoon. The inside to right-handed hitters has been working for the pitchers here this afternoon, so a shift from the outside to the inside, and Young might be able to dial that one in here.
I was going to say, right on cue. Goes to the inside corner and gets the called strike.
2-1 pitch back to the outside, and another called strike. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, that first pitch on the outside edge, Penn State wanted it to be a called strike. It was a ball, but now McKenna Young battles back and makes it an even 2-2 count. 2s across the board. The 2-2 offering. 2 gone here into left field, up over a jumping Allison One-Acre. 1 run comes home to score. Both runs come home to score. Flesher couldn't handle it initially, but Emily Bojan slips going around first base and has to retreat back. But all of a sudden, Wisconsin back into this ball game. It's 10-5. Both runs come in to score on the Emily Bojan single into left field. And Young came in with a chance to close it down, had the 2-2 pitch, but a better piece of hitting from Emily Bojan. And it's 10-5 Nittany Lions. Another one that was just past the outstretched arms of the 3rd baseman, Allison One-Acre. It's been a game of inches for Penn State. That's the 3rd time that a ball has gone just past an outstretched glove.
This one popped up in towards the same spot. Karwowski this time settles underneath it for out number 3. 4 runs pushed across by Wisconsin to cut this lead in half. It's now 10-5 Nittany Lions. They'll look to add on in the bottom of the 4th.
6.5 hours to go.
I can't believe you can race it.
4 runs pushed across in the top of the 4th inning by the Wisconsin Badgers. Penn State will look to answer back right here. It is 6, 7, and 8 for the Nittany Lions. Frankie Flesher, Kylie Karwowski, and Madison Seidel due up for Penn State as they look to increase their lead once more in a game that Penn State has controlled all the way through. If you are just tuning back in, Penn State has scored in all 3 innings, 6 in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 in the 4th. The Badgers pushed 1 across in the 1st inning and went scoreless through the 2nd and the 3rd, and then that 4 spot in the top of this frame has brought them back within battling distance here at Beard Field on a lovely sunny afternoon, mid-50s, and it's as nice as it gets. That one goes into the dugout, and looks like it caught a piece of potentially a coach and a player within the dugout. Everybody seems to be all right, but the slap hitting Flesher just a little late on that one, and it gets redirected into the dugout.
We talked last inning about the connection between different programs at both of these schools. Frankie Flesher's a good example of that. Played 2 years on the Penn State women's soccer team and now a part of the softball program.
Really inspiring story. Was just called out there. Potentially left the batter's box before making contact. And that will be out number 1 here on the inning. And I think that is the call on the field, is that Flesher left the box, or was not set up inside the box initially when she made contact with the ball. So she's called out. And it's now Carly Karwowski in her first at bat here this afternoon.
Now, like you said, an inspiring story for Flesher, forced to medically retire from soccer. And she's made an impact on this Penn State softball team.
It's been a strong defensive player, showed off her arm last night, threw a runner out at home. Still finding her groove at the plate, as is Carly Karwowski at the plate. 0 for 10 on the season, has succeeded as a pinch runner for Penn State, now gets the chance to get her first hit as a Penn State Nittany Lion, and her first hit at the collegiate level. Quickly ahead, 2 up.
She's come around to score 8 times as a pinch runner. Also 2 stolen bases so far this year.
The 2-0 offering in there for a called strike from Sydney Batankle, who gets herself back to work. Through the 4 batters she faced, it's a walk to Clausewitz, got 1 acre to line out, and back-to-back Ks, Toledo and Flesher. She'll throw ball 4 to Karwowski there, and still hitless on the season for Karwowski, but anyway, you can find a way on.
Second time she's drawn a walk this year.
Now Madison Seidel had a check swing single over the glove of Kaylee Whitten at second.
It's one of those things in softball where it won't wow you. It's not a Jordan George grand slam, but getting on base is important, especially at the bottom of the order, and that's something that Penn State really struggled with yesterday. Again, the bottom 3 hitters yesterday were a combined 1 for 8. They struck out 6 times and did not score. That was Chamberlain, Seidel, and Flesher. Nittany Lions changed it up today. The bottom 3 batters in this one are George, Seidel, and Gradishar, at least coming into the game. They have put Karwowski into that 7 spot now.
Karwowski inserted into the lineup. Seidel at the dish, and double zeros. Gabby Gradishar waiting on deck. A defensive change made as Emma King came in to pinch run for Jackie Showalter at first. She's replaced defensively by Claire Combs. A 1-1 pitch to Seidel, low and away. The fun part with softball is you always have to be on the lookout for those random substitutions. They come in waves and they come at random times, and players get reinserted. A lot to keep your eyes on. 2-1 pitch to Seidel, fouled away. Down the right field line, goes off of the concession stand operating office building and goes into the crowd. Looks like a nice play was kind of made by a mom, and she'll give the ball over to her young daughter.
Can't keep the balls, unfortunately. Learned
No,
that
you
the hard
can't.
way yesterday,
Yeah.
last year when one bounced
It's
into
true.
the booth.
There's a, they still have that here, the little
The
tunnel,
tube?
The tube,
Yeah, that thing's awesome. On top of the dugout.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
It's-
Is it on the far side?
No, it's right
Oh,
here.
it's right there. I see it now. Never mind. Yeah,
So
there's
there-
a little tube,
you
and they just
drop
dropped
it
it
down
in.
the tube. It's like, it reminds me of the scene in Elf with in the mail room.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, exactly. There's these nice little tubes on top of each of the dugouts. You just kind of drop the ball in there. Hopefully we can get a shot of that at the next time.
It's really not as exciting as we're making
No,
it
it's
seem.
really cool, honestly. Maybe here's a chance for another one off the building, heading into the crowd. So
It's
I think
the
this
same
is
spot.
this is the perfect time if we can get a camera on this and we'll watch whoever.
Well, you don't. You just have to give it back before you leave. I think.
Oh, maybe they'll hold on to it for.
I held on to it for the entire game,
and then tried to walk out.
Yeah, well,
Got yelled
I,
at. Was Nick Whitley none too pleased with you trying to run away with the softball?
no. See, I see a couple in the stands here, so maybe it's just before you leave the ballpark.
Maybe so. I guess we'll keep an eye out for it. And hopefully
It's
we can get a
really not
camera
that
on it. No,
exciting.
it's so exciting. It's so exciting. The 3-2 offering might be more exciting. Into right field, almost straightened out by Madison Seidel. It's been 4 straight foul balls to the opposite field. Still searching for something down the line in fair territory, but she'll keep battling here. Betanko approaching 30 pitches on her outing. Has surrendered a pair of walks, but no hits just yet. The 3-2 to Seidel into right field. This one, once more, will not stay fair. A diving attempt by brand new first baseman Claire Combs is to no avail. Another payoff pitch on the way. Runner on first, one gone here. Bottom 4 from Betanko. Popped in the air, down the first base line. This one not into fair territory, but close enough for Emma King to make the play out in right field. And that's another defensive substitution that went by the wayside. So Emma King shifts over to right field, meaning she'll hold on to her spot in the batting order. And Claire Combs will come in to presumably replace, I believe, Kendra Lewis. Might still be pitch hitting for her. Yet to figure that part out.
Here comes one down the tube if you want to go.
Oh.
Watch that, Jeremy. There
Woo.
it goes.
That was nice. I think the fun thing is to like drop it from like some height maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder, what does it fall into? Is it just a bucket down there? I don't know. These are things that we need to figure out. These are very important parts of the broadcast that I think we should really look into following this game and be able to talk about tomorrow. We should really investigate
we will.
the dugout too. I think we'll chat about that with head coach Crowell following this game. Gradishar down 0-1. That pitch fouled back in our direction-ish, but it'll end up in the stands again. Another opportunity.
I like that, in our direction-ish.
Yeah, close enough, in the same
It's
kinda
only
area.
about, I don't know, 12 seats over. It really wasn't that close.
It's our area, Hey, 12 seats is closer than like 35, like the last couple of them have been.
It's good math.
We're just taking advantage of what we can here. Gradishar talking things over right now with her coaching staff as she approaches this 0-2 at bat. The top of the order in Michaela Barbonente awaits on deck. Another tube opportunity. There it goes. Woo. This is exciting stuff, guys. This is truly exciting stuff. The things that we need to talk about a little bit more often. The 0-2 offering to Gradishar on the outside, misses for a ball one, good eye from the freshman first base.
There's not a tube on the away dugout.
I think there is. I think it's just covered up by those guys'
Oh, okay.
jackets right now. Maybe. The 1-2 offering to Gradishar upstairs, 2-2. It might be covered up by the Wisconsin hockey fans. Or maybe there is just, I guess that wouldn't really make sense to have a tube over there, considering the balls always have to come over here. I don't know. Once again, another thing that we need to figure out. These are things that we should be knowledgeable about, and we will learn before tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Sydney Betanko has worked through an inning and a third, an inning and 2/3 pretty effectively for the Badgers. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Wisconsin only down by 5. Can they crawl back and tack on some more? Stay tuned right here on Big Ten Plus. Three, 4, 5 for the Badgers as they continue to crawl back here in this one. 10-5 is your score as we head to the top of the 5th inning right here. Penn State 10 runs on 9 hits, 1 error defensively. 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors defensively for the Badgers. As a 5-run deficit is in store. The first pitch to Kendra Lewis misses outside, ball 1. So Lewis will retain her spot in the order and will hit for Emma King, I believe. Or maybe for Claire Combs, who has taken over her spot defensively. The 1-0 pitch called for strike 1. McKenna Young still in the circle for Penn State. What was a 9-run lead following 3 innings of offensive explosiveness for Penn State has now been chopped down to just a 5-run lead after a 4-run 4th inning for the Badgers.
Penn State scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. First scoreless frame for them today.
Young tasked with keeping the lead where it's at. And Lewis, still searching for her first hit on the afternoon, is now ahead 3-1. Lewis went 1 for 4 in yesterday's matchup, and 0 for 2 so far today. She's ahead 3-1. That offering inside for ball 4. So it won't be her first hit of the day, but she will reach base via the walk. And we'll get potentially another substitution. It's a pinch runner who will step in for Kendra Lewis. And it will be Sydney Spear, who made a pinch runner appearance yesterday as well.
Spear, a walk-on for this Wisconsin team. Badgers have some impressive walk-ons that see a lot of time on the base paths. Ava Parent, Sydney Spear. And Yvette Healy was really high on that part of the game coming into this weekend.
Laced into left field. Back-to-back batters reach to lead off the top of the 5th inning. And once more, the Badgers are threatening to cut back into this lead. Penn State, I think, got a little comfortable after pushing out that 9-run cushion. And the Badgers, with the chance from the fans down the third base line of "Let's Go Badgers," are back into business. It's just the second time the leadoff batter has reached for the Badgers here today, following that Emily Bojan double into left center field to kick off the game. So Spear reaches, or excuse me, Kendra Lewis reaches via the walk. And now Bark with the single, and we'll get a little mound visit between Seidel and McKenna Young. So the tying run sits in the hole for Wisconsin.
How about the Home Depot music here at Beard Field during the break?
Home Depot music. Depot music is great music. Half the flags are waving in the wind, and then it cuts off right about past the Michigan flag, and the flags to the left side are not waving in the wind, so not sure what's going on with the wind here this afternoon, but the flags have confused themselves. Pretty solid showing for a Saturday afternoon game. The first real nice weather we've had during school time. It was nice for a couple days over spring break, but not enough people were here to be able to enjoy it. We've got a 55 to 60 degree day. Some winds pushing out towards left field and sweeping across the field, and got a good crowd today, a mix of Penn State fans and Badger fans who are here to watch their hockey team play in the national championship tomorrow afternoon over in Pagula Ice Arena, as we've already talked about a little bit. And just a good opportunity to come watch what's been a good softball game so far. Wisconsin keeping things close and keeping things interesting. A 3-1 count on Danny Lucy from McKenna Young. Pitch clock running down. Young will kick and fire. The 3-1 on the ground towards short. The throw from Karwowski goes over to third to get the lead runner out. And a smart play from the freshman to gun out the lead runner for out number 1.
Great D, Laddie.
Great play by Karwowski to hold on to it, check the runners, and get that lead runner over at third.
So runners stay on first and second base. Lucy off of first, Bark now off of second base. Mackenzie Foster at the dish into the gap and caught by Karwowski, who robs Foster of a hit. Potentially extra bases and an RBI. Back-to-back plays from the freshman shortstop, showing off her range to the glove side to keep this score right where it's at and get out number 2 in the top of the 5th.
That was snared by Karwowski. Just barely in the frame. Got it in the glove, forcing the base runners to be alert.
Almost a chance to double off Olivia Bark. Close but no cigar, and looks like it's going to be the end of the line for McKenna Young. And it will be, so a new pitcher enters. It's Brevin Kelliporis, the freshman, to take over when we return right here on Big Ten Plus. Runners on first and second, 2 gone, top 5. Brevin Kelliporis back into the circle for the Penn State Nittany Lions, another one who made an appearance last evening, and Mike, 2 1/3 from her last night.
Yeah, gave up 2 hits, both for extra bases, had 3 strikeouts and 1 walk. Kelliporis, a freshman who can play both ways as well, like Bridget Namath. We've seen her at the plate. Kelliporis waiting with her good friend Michaela Barbonente. All smiles on the diamond for the Nittany Lions.
That one almost takes out
Yeah, I was
Barbonente.
gonna say, Maddie Seidel is going after Michaela.
The bright side, both her and Kelliporis have gloves in hand, which is saviors. Jackie Showalter re-entered into this game. She'll get another at bat here. Struck out in the second had an RBI single in the 4th last inning and came across to score a run as well. She'll be re-entered, and we'll take this at bat here. Kalaporis kicks and fires her first pitch of the day. Misses outside, ball 1. An inning and a third of work for McKenna Young. Still awaiting her final line with both runners on base. Kalaporis gets her sign. Runners on first and second. The 1-1 count fouled away. Off the building it goes. And guess what, Mike? Another chance for the Tube.
Well, it's right now in the hands of Michaela Barbonente's mom, Jackie.
Gave it off to a little kid. Who's
And
going to
there
go
it
make
goes
their
down the tube. There it goes.
Exciting stuff. Really, really exciting stuff. Kalaporis ahead. 1-2 on Showalter. She'll kick and deal outside. Nice save by Seidel there to keep it from going to the backstop.
Seidel's made a couple nice plays behind the plate to keep it in play. Keep these runners where they are.
The 2-2 from Kalaporis this time. Chopped on the ground down the third baseline. Scooped up by 1acre in foul territory. And we'll do it all over again. Both runners return to first and second. Spark off of second. Lucy off of first. Lucy 3 stolen bags on the year. Anything down in the gaps could spell trouble for the Nittany Lions with her speed. The lefty Kalaporis, the righty Showalter. The 2-2 pitch fouled away, and Showalter stays alive.
Kalaporis is really making Showalter work. Showalter has struggled in 2-out situations, batting 167 on the season, 247 overall.
The 2-2 upstairs will go full. And a full count with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th means the 2 runners in motion.
This is a great battle between Showalter and Kalaporis.
What is elevated to be the biggest at-bat so far here this afternoon. Kalaporis, the payoff pitch on the outside. It catches the corner. And a big strike 3 right there from Brevin Kalaporis ends the threat of the Badgers. It's 10-5. Nittany Lions will head to the bottom of the 5th right here on Big Ten Plus. Ten runs, 9 hits, 1 error defensively for Penn State. 5 runs on 7 hits with 2 errors for the Badgers. As we get things rolling, you get a great shot of both Michaela Barbonente's mom and dad
in the muscle suit.
In a muscle suit and overalls. That is probably the coolest thing
that is awesome.
I've seen besides the tube today.
The muscle suit comes from gymnastics. They call them the dads with abs. And
I like that.
Michaela's sister, Cassie, was on the team last year, and Mike Barbonente, he wore the muscle suit. He was one of the dads with abs over at Rec Hall.
Seems like a guy who probably has abs underneath said muscle suit anyways. And now Michaela Barbonente at the plate, first pitch upstairs. Cheered on by her parents and the rest of the Penn State crowd.
Like you said, Jeremy, a great crowd for this Saturday afternoon game.
More cameras than I think I've seen here in a long time as well. The 1-0 pitch downstairs, ball 2. Barbonente works ahead. She has yet to get herself into the hit column today, but has reached base all 3 times. A pair of walks in the second and the third, and reached via an error in the first 2 runs scored to her name as well. Been a successful day for the leadoff hitter. The 2-0 pitch outside, or on the outside, for strike 1. Vitankel, still on the mound for the Badgers. An inning and 2/3 already of great work, no hits yet. That one skied in the air in foul territory down the first base line. The play made by Showalter, who's re-entered defensively for out number 1. Now the 2-hole hitter, Brianna Hannock, up to the dish. Had a single in the second inning. First pitch to her, literally straight over our heads, as directly over our head as you can get.
That hit off the top of our window.
Oh, I was so excited for that. Anywho, Brianna Hannock, 2 runs scored so far today, reached base in all 3 of her at-bats as well. A fielder's choice and an error along with her single. That one into left field, down the line, and it's gone! Sneaks over the left field fence, just inside the foul pole. Brianna Hannock makes it a 6-run game. It's 11-5.
Second home run of the year for Brianna Hannock, and it just barely gets over the wall in left field. Sharp angled shot for Hannock.
Gets ahead of that one, puts her head down. Didn't think it was gone, I don't think, until it crept over the wall. And now Penn State in the driver's seat once more. All the momentum back on their side. 11-5. And Brooke Clausewitz at the dish. Allison Oneacre eagerly awaiting on deck. The first true blemish on what had been a pretty great outing from Sydney Vitankel so far. She'd gone 2 full innings of work without giving up a hit. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and now has given up 1 hit on that home run from Brianna Hannock. The 1-0 pitch inside and catches that corner, 1-1. Solo shot from Brianna Hannock opens up a 6-run lead for Penn State here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Vitankel's 1-1 pitch right back up the middle. Through into center field, Brooke Clausewitz yet again. It's a 3-hit day for the 3-hole hitter. And she's reached base in all 4 of her at-bats now.
So much consistency at the plate from Brooke Clausewitz. She got hot last year as a sophomore and is keeping it going in her junior campaign, especially today.
Another fiery campaign is the freshman campaign of Allison Oneacre, who thrived through the opening month or so of this season. Got herself listed as the top 3rd baseman across the country by D1 softball as just a freshman. And I honestly do think that playing in the South where she did do most of her travel ball playing. It was super helpful for her.
No bias at all in that statement for you.
It's not even a bias. It's just a statement of, you know, you play better when you're closer to home. Playing in the South in familiar areas, you play in tournaments all throughout the South when you're at the caliber of 1 acre. Get some exposure to a lot of good pitching down there as well. Absolutely thrive through that opening month. Trying to keep it rolling through Big Ten play so far. So good for 1 acre, who's got a double and a single today, a run scored and an RBI. Had that big home run last night too. The 3-0 pitch was a pitch out and a give up of that first base. With the label of being the best third baseman in softball right now, you get free bases every once in a while, and 1 acre takes advantage there. So Clausewitz on second, 1 acre on first. Natalie Lito at the dish with 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 run already across for the Nittany Lions. On the Brianna Hannick, bomb to left. First pitch from Vitsenko, fouled away down the right field line. And a play made, I believe, by somebody down that right field line.
Got some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Since Vitonkel has come in, we have seen a lot of foul balls hit down that right field line. Penn State batters a little behind on these quick pitches from Vitonkel.
Vitonkel, another one into right center field. Going back is Spear. She's on the warning track and she makes the play. Clausewitz does not tag up from second base. Spear tracked that one down on a shot from Lito that a couple people thought might carry out. So Nat Lito just misses that one to the opposite field. Spear tracks it down, makes a nice play on it and holds Clausewitz at second base. We'll now get a pinch hitting appearance right here. Frankie Flesher will be pinch hit for by Macy Chamberlain. My book looks like a mess.
That's what you get in softball. A lot of changes at the plate and in the field.
It's brutal. I mean, absolutely brutal. If you look at the right field spot for the Wisconsin Badgers, I have 5 names written down there. I did also incorrectly write somebody's name down the first time. I had to cross them out, but it's been 4 technical right fielders for the Badgers at certain points in this game. Sydney Spear, the newest one, and now the 6th spot in the order for Penn State has gotten a little messy with Macy Chamberlain now entering the order. Bridget Namath's had an at-bat in that spot. Frankie Flesher, a pair of at-bats in that spot. And now the chance for Macy Chamberlain. Looks like it could potentially be the hose right here for Vitonkel.
She might stay out there. She's talking with the pitching coach, Mike Roberts, who's showing Vitonkel something.
I'm not sure exactly what other options there are. They also have to look over the scouting report for Chamberlain, pulling the pinch hitter.
I was going to say, it's probably the scouting report on Macy Chamberlain, who's batting .214 this year, but she's hitting .385 with 2 outs and .308 with runners in scoring position. And Vitonkel will stay out in the circle, and Chamberlain has been huge in some of these big moments for the Nittany Lions, trying to keep it going with 2 outs and 2 on.
Big chance here for Macy Chamberlain.
Penn State trying to get this back to the run rule. If they bring 2 across, game is over.
So Vitonkel stays inside the circle. 2 gone here, bottom 5. Runners on first and second. First offering to Chamberlain on the outside corner, called strike.
Penn State as a team today hitting .467 with runners on base. 5 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
Fouled straight back from Chamberlain, who was on it from Vitonkel, but not on it enough.
Nittany Lions are 0 for 4 with 2 outs. Vitonkel trying to make it 0 for 5, and she's ahead in the count.
The entire arsenal at her disposal. Shakes off the first one. Pitch number 2, the 0-2 pitch on the outside. Just a bit outside. Tonka will recollect. Chamberlain now just down 1-2.
She was 0 for 3 yesterday with 2 Ks.
The 1-2 pitch upstairs. Chamberlain still searching for that first hit once more this season at Beard Field. The opportunity awaits. Matonko's 2-2 pitch, fouled, shrink back, and off the netting.
You put your hand up, you were ready.
Always, always ready. That one probably going more towards the camera booth and to our left. But once again, always ready. Anything can happen. Chamberlain fighting here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 acre off of first. Clausewitz off of second base. Matonko, the 2-2 pitch, fouled away down the right field line for the 45th time this inning.
Yeah, it feels like since Vitanko has come into the game, the right field stands have seen a lot of action.
Sneaky left-handed delivery from Vitanko. Felci was a more fiery arm, got a little bit slower of velocity from Vitanko. Another pitch from her upstairs, and Macy Chamberlain has worked into a full count. Another long at-bat for the Nittany Lions offensively. And Vitanko up over 55 pitches now. And it's been a 7-pitch at-bat. Pitch number 8, the payoff pitch, fouled away. And the stands are basically playing in this game. If we had banana ball rules, things would be a lot different. 3-2 pitch, runners in motion here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 6-run lead for the Nittany Lions. That payoff pitch swung on and missed. A huge strikeout from Sydney Vitanko takes us to the top of the 6th inning. 2 runners stranded on base. 1 run comes across on the home run from Brianna Hennick. We'll see you guys at the top of the 6th right here on Big Ten Plus. The top of the 6th inning is upon us right here from Beard Field in University Park, Pennsylvania. Thank you guys for tuning in to this Saturday matinee matchup between the Wisconsin Badgers and the Penn State Nittany Lions. 11-5 in favor of the home team right here from Beard Field. Into the 6th inning we go. Brevin Kelliporis, her first offering to kick off the frame, misses outside. Ball 1, Jeremy Rose alongside Mike Cerroti. And Mike, it's been an affair controlled by Penn State. Momentum has definitely swung back in favor of the Badgers at certain times. But just a beautiful day for softball. I haven't seen the sun in so long, and I've really missed it.
Yeah, that is really how it feels. You never know what you're going to get in State College, but should be another beautiful day tomorrow for a 1 p.m. first pitch.
A game that is tuning up to be the potential rubber match here in this 3-game set. Penn State still searching for their first Big Ten win. They were swept out on the road against Oregon last weekend and fell last night to Wisconsin. The Badgers picked up their first Big Ten win last night after being swept by UCLA 2 weeks ago. That one also headed directly towards us, but the 1-2 offering will run again.
I was ready for that one.
Had your hands up over your head.
Oh, yeah.
The lean back in the chair.
Yvette Healy said that experience on the road at UCLA, despite the results being what they were, was really valuable for this Badger team.
Definitely showed last night. And the fight's still here in this lineup and here in this team. And Coach Healy has been all smiles today as well. I think she's enjoying seeing the sun. They've gotten a whole lot of snow and rain up in Madison, and she was talking about how excited she was to come over here. Definitely enjoyed the weather out in UCLA. Southern Los Angeles, always sunshine and rainbows as far as I'm concerned. The payoff pitch fouled back.
Yeah, Wisconsin lost those 3 games, 14-5, 8-0, and 16-9. They made adjustments going into that Sunday game, though, to put 9 runs on the board. She loves that they've played a tough schedule to prepare them for conference play.
Payoff last night, and a strong at-bat from Kaylee Whitten puts her aboard here to lead off the 6th inning. Back-to-back innings where that leadoff batter has reached base.
Wisconsin and Penn State have each had 6 ranked matchups. They're both 0-6, but those games are so valuable.
Penn State beat a, at the time, unranked UCF team who now sits just around somewhere between 20 and 25 in the rankings, depending on the week. Received votes a couple weeks back, was ranked, I believe, last week. And into this week, that went into center field from Conger coming in. Is Lito, she'll make the play, make the throw over to first. Gradishar has to block it up. The first out of the frame goes by the wayside.
Penn State, a team that spent a couple weeks in the polls, got up to number 22. It was the first time in program history that they were ranked during the season. They have been ranked a couple times in preseason polls, but got to number 25, and then a week later to number 22 before slipping out of the polls.
Going to look to sit in that kind of 20 to 30 range throughout the course of this season. Fight their way forwards. A Big Ten schedule that's pretty tough at the top. You know, when you're facing teams like UCLA, facing teams like the ranked Ducks, Nebraska. A hot commodity as well in the Big Ten Conference. So a chance to boost your RPI on multiple occasions throughout the course of your season. And a chance to also face some tough teams unranked as well. 2-1 pitch to Bojan on the outside. Can't catch the side, or can't catch the corner. Ball 3. Penn State next weekend hops out to Rutgers. The Badgers head home for the first time to face off against the Maryland Terrapins. A 3-1 offering, framed in nicely by Seidel, will go full. Bojan 2 for 3 on the day, a single and a double. The 3-2 offering, chopped on the ground towards short. Karwowski takes a rough hop, and it pops off her chest and off her hand. So Bojan will reach base on a play that just ate Karwowski up at short.
Took a weird bounce toward Karwowski, who could have been thinking double play and got ahead of herself. Another look at it, a chopper. And might have looked up at second base too soon.
A little quick conversation between the infield, make sure Karwowski's all right and reset offensively. It'll go down in the books as an E6 on Karwowski, which puts runners on first and second once more. Kelaporis with one out will have to work through some more trouble. Runners have reached second base now, or at least second base in 3 straight frames. For the Badgers, Blomberg swings through strike 1.
Penn State will send Abigail Britton to get warmed up right now.
Came in and pitched the 7th inning last night. And was tagged with the loss after giving up the go-ahead run. A little bit more of a cushion this time around as opposed to pitching in a tie ball game. The 1-1 to Blomberg. Once again, can't hit the outside. Kelaporis has definitely found some more trouble. Painting the outside, was doing so pretty well last night with Brandon Bloom's zone, and Ryan Grandy's a little bit less forgiving on her dominant hand side. Now down 3-1. Bojan off of first, Whitten off of second. The 3-1 offering called strike 2. And a lot of long at-bats this inning, Mike. Both teams